Today in this video, we are going to talk about all the methods, all the platforms, all the applications through which you can read books for free or books for very cheap. So if you are somebody who loves reading, if you are somebody who's looking for a huge variety of books to read, and that too either for free or either for very reasonable rates or very cheap, this is the video that you should be watching. Hey guys, I am Sankalpita and you're watching Book Geeks India, which is a channel where I make book related videos. If you like books, if you love reading, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, like and share my videos, turn that notification on. And guys, please do comment because you know it that I absolutely love it when you comment. Like I told you guys, this video is going to be all about reading cheap, reading free and reading a lot of variety of books. And now because I have a lot of information to give all of you, let's just start with the video. First app that I'll be talking to you about is the Juggernaut app, and this is an app that I've been using for quite some time. It's been more than 2 years, I think. Once I just got a hang of it, I saw all the books that were available on the platform. I just did not stay away from it. So ever since then, I've been renewing my subscription of the Juggernaut app. Now this app comes at a very reasonable rate. It comes at a subscription amount of just rupees 300 for every year, and they have a huge collection of books. They have hundreds and hundreds of books that you can choose from. They have a lot of variety. They have a lot of subgenres and genres. So it doesn't matter if you're into drama or if you're into romance. It doesn't matter if you're into mystery or thrillers, or if you're into personality development or health or self-improvement or businesses, politics, and any other kind of non-fiction. Juggernaut has books that will cater to the needs of each and every sort of individual reader. Just imagine if you can access a particular app for rupees 300 for the entire year, where you can read hundreds of books in that app. Isn't it wonderful? Definitely it is, but the golden lining here, not the silver lining, but the golden lining here is that currently, because of the COVID lockdown, this application has been made free by Juggernaut. I think they'll start charging again once the pandemic is over, but as of now, they have made it free. So that's a wonderful initiative. Now, one thing that I want to tell you about the Juggernaut app is that it is focused mostly on Indian readers. So you have a lot of Indian writing and content by Indian authors, which is something which is really good. And another thing that I like about this app is that there are small sections in the app, and these sections are meant for non-readers, people who generally don't read a lot. So you have a separate section for 15 minutes reads, where you have a summary of a book or the main points of a book, and you can just read for 15 minutes. It's a very short read, but again you can gather a lot of information from there. And one more thing which I really like about Juggernaut is that currently they have this section which is mostly meant for people who are career oriented or goal oriented, and they want to hone their personal skills and professional skills. So this section is called Harvard Business Reviews. So you have a section which is dedicated solely to the publications by Harvard Business Review, which is just awesome because of course, it's amazing, right? So this is one app. Juggernaut is one app that I would definitely recommend to each one of you. Just go and download this app, guys. You will not be disappointed. And after all, it is free. If you like it, you can go for the subscription once the pandemic is over. But yeah, let me assure you that I have been subscribing to it from a long time. I think this will be the third consecutive year that I have been reading this app, and yes, it's amazing. Guys, the second app is again an app which I think I discovered in 2018. So this is AnyBooks app. Now this has been recently changed because until now it was a free app, and you could download a lot of free books from there, especially books by foreign authors whose books are not easily available in India, and even if they are available, they come at a very pricey amount. So these are books that are mostly imported, and that's the reason they come at a very pricey range, like between 900 to 1200 to even 1500. So this is one app where you can find that. But recently, just a couple of days back, they have started this thing where they are asking for rupees 900 as a one-time subscription amount. But honestly, if you ask me, I will definitely renew this because I think it's a great platform. It has again thousands and thousands of books that you can download across all genres. You just have to search. It's a very user-friendly app, so the interface is also very easy. It's very easy on the eye because it has an eye care mode, and the interface, like how you read it, is very much like Kindle. So you just swipe the pages, you can increase or decrease the font, you can also increase and decrease the brightness, so you have a lot of reading options. I have used the AnyBooks app for a really long time. Recently I read this book, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and before that also I read a couple of books like When Dimple Met Rishi, The History of Bees by Maya Lunde. I also read We Should All Be Feminists. If you can afford the 900 bracket, I think you should definitely go for it, because I think 900 is still very reasonable. So you can very, very easily do that. The next is also an app, and the special thing about this app is that it's available for free. You can download it anytime, and you can use it on your PC, you can use it on your Kindle e-reader, and you can also use it on your mobile phone. So this is the Kindle app that I'm talking about. If you have an e-reader, well, it's fantastic, or you can do without it also. So you can just take your phone, go on the Play Store, and you can download this Kindle app, and you can also do that same thing on your PC, your computer. Now you would say that, Sankalpita, we know Kindle is an option, but Kindle books are really expensive. Well, that's not the case. You should know where to look. If you want to check out books that are for free, there are a lot of books you can get for rupees 0 on Kindle. You just have to go to the Kindle store section on your Amazon account. So when you go to your Kindle store, you open the Kindle book section. You have a sorting parameter on the top right column, and there you can sort the books according to their average customer rating, according to their publication date, according to whether it's featured or not, and then according to price. Opt for sorting of the books according to price, low to high, and then once you do that, you will see that a lot of books are available for free for rupees 0. You can also do another thing, which is to search for free books on Kindle, and then when you do that, you will be able to get a list of books which are available for 0 rupees. Not all of these are very popular books. Some of these are rather unknown books, but some of them are again popular, especially classics. If you want to read classics, it's a very brilliant app and a very brilliant way to read them, because it's very user friendly. Even if you do it on your phone, it's a really nice app. And what I like about Kindle is that you have this section in Kindle which is actually connected to your Goodreads account. So any notes or highlights that you are making on your Kindle actually will be linked to your Goodreads, and you can import your notes, import your highlights, import a lot of things from your Kindle directly onto the Goodreads account. So that is something which I really appreciate, because I do it frequently. So do that. Check out the free books, check out the books that are available for 0 rupees on Kindle. The next thing, the fourth thing that I'm going to talk about is also related to your Kindle, and this is the Kindle Unlimited subscription plan. So I told you about Kindle, but I like to tell you about the subscription, which is called the Kindle Unlimited subscription. Now what happens here is that for a given amount every year, currently it is 169 rupees per month, so you can calculate how much it comes to for an entire year. I do this regularly. I think I've been doing it for 4 years now. Definitely it has to be 4 or more than that, but not less. So I've been doing this for a long time now. I am an avid reader of Kindle Unlimited books. I find such brilliant and good books in there that it's very difficult to stay away from it. Now the advantage in Kindle Unlimited is that you have a variety of books to choose from. You have a lot of options, you have genres, you have subgenres, you have different kind of categories. And once a book is very, very popular and it's not that recent, it easily comes into Kindle Unlimited section. So you have authors like Ashwin Sanghi, you have authors like Sudha Murthy, Ruskin Bond, Amish Tripathi, Vineet Bajpai, and all these lovely, amazing, brilliant authors are there on Kindle, even Chetan Bhagat. So try to think of it that way. You are giving 170 rupees per month, and out of that, you can read like 5 or 10 books every month. It's very cheap. It is very cheap, and the interface is just brilliant. The user friendliness is amazing. So Kindle is something I do not regret buying. I have a Kindle. I also read the same books on my mobile when somehow my Kindle is not, charged, or it's not working or something like that. It doesn't matter. If I leave it at home, I'm outside, I can just open my Kindle app on my phone and I can go ahead with reading it. One specific thing that is peculiar to Kindle Unlimited is that you can borrow books, but you cannot download them. Like, you have to return the book. So every time you go for a particular book, it gets downloaded into your Kindle device or your app or whatever it is. You can do that for 10 books at a time. So say if you already have 10 books in your library but you want to read another one, then you might have to return one out of the earlier books that you had. So at a time you can only have 10 books. So that is one feature that distinguishes it from other apps in the market. But I think it works fine, because it's very rare that you read a book twice or thrice or more than that. And if you find a book to be that amazing, I think you should go and buy that copy, like I have for Harry Potter. The fifth app that I'll be talking to you about is Wattpad. Now, Wattpad is something that I've not really tried myself. I have heard about it a lot and I've seen a lot of people recommending it, but personally, I've not tried it. So I will not tell you my honest opinion because I don't have an opinion about it. So what I know about Wattpad is that it is a kind of interactive platform that functions as a connect between readers and writers. So writers as well as readers are there. The plus point of this app is that you have around 80 million people who are on that platform from across the world, and you have some very interesting subgenres. Like, there is a separate section of fan fiction, so you can write a story about Harry Potter, or maybe you can read a story about Harry Potter which somebody else has written, not the author. Like, similarly, you have fan fiction about a lot of popular books, so that is something which is really intriguing. I do myself want to check out some of them. While I was browsing through Wattpad, I also found out this very peculiar subgenre, werewolf. Now, werewolf is something which comes in YA fantasy, and I think dedicating a subgenre to that specific category is something which it's amazing. Some of the books which are there, I was just browsing. They have been read like a million times or 2 million times, and that's amazing. Like I told you guys, 80 million people have this app and they interact on it, they read on it, they work on it. The sixth platform that I want to talk to you about is actually a website. It's called Project Gutenberg. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's Gutenberg. I sincerely hope that. So Gutenberg is a website which has a huge collection of books again. In its own words, it says that it has about 60,000 books that are available for download in PDFs, as movie files, as EPUB files. Now, one feature that distinguishes Project Gutenberg from other applications that I've spoken about is that it mainly focuses on older books, which are now very rare to find. And it also mainly focuses on books whose copyrights have expired. So these are very old books. There might be hundreds and thousands of books which have gone out of publication, which cannot be accessed at all. Doesn't matter how much money you are ready to spend. So I think this is a wonderful thing. The next option that I want to talk to you about is another app that I have been using for a really long time. This is the Storytel app, and I am so glad that I came across it and I found it and I, used it. It has done wonders to my reading, and I think I'm never going back to pre-Storytel period. It's just amazing. I think most of you would be already knowing about this app, but for those of you who don't know, this is an audiobook app wherein you have the facility to listen to a lot of audiobooks, thousands and thousands of audiobooks across all genres, across a lot of languages also. Storytel has books in English, it has books in a lot of Indian regional languages like Hindi, Marathi, I think Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, and also Bengali. The Storytel subscription comes for rupees 299 every month, and if you're an avid reader like me, I think you will benefit greatly, because even if you read like 5 books from Storytel, or you listen to 5 books from Storytel every month, it'll be very, very cheap. They have a lot of original content also, which is not available as books anywhere else. So another thing that I like about Storytel app is that it also has a lot of ebooks that you can read for free, and there are certain books whose audiobooks as well as ebooks are accessible on the app. The interface for reading books is again very, easy and convenient. So you can have both of them in a single platform. What else do you want? Apart from that, they have a lot of books by celebrities. So you have a lot of Hollywood celebrities, Bollywood celebrities, sports celebrities. So you have a lot of people who are rich and famous and amazing. Like I told you, Storytel also comes out with a lot of original content which is not available elsewhere, and they have a dedicated team which they employ for this. So you have a lot of famous authors like Ravinder Singh writing exclusively for Storytel, and you have Bollywood celebrities coming out with exclusive content only for you. So we have celebrities like Konkana Sain Sharma and Soha Ali Khan, and then you have a lot of Hollywood celebrities like Meryl Streep, like Reese Witherspoon, like Demi Moore, like Kate Winslet, Benedict Cumberbatch, and also Bruce Lee. Now Storytel also has a separate section for children. You have books for children from 0 to 3 years, then you have books for children from 4 to 6 years. For young adults, you have books for adults, of course, and you have also books for readers who are basically non-readers, who don't read a lot. So these are in the form of short audiobooks which run maximum up to 1 hour, and they start from anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes to half an hour to sometimes 40 minutes or 1 hour. So you have options for every sort of reader. Now I also use Audible. I want to bring this out because there's a huge difference between Audible and Storytel. I love Audible because it has a lot of functions which are not there on Storytel. But Audible is currently very expensive, in the sense that you are almost paying from 200 to 250 rupees a month. I had taken the Audible prepaid plan for a year, which was for 2600 or something. And I did that. I had taken that plan. It was for 12 months. In 12 months, I gained 1 credit every month. And for that 1 credit, I could only buy one book. So it kind of gets expensive. But again, Audible has a lot more features than Storytel. The interface is very, very convenient. I mean, more than Storytel. But Storytel is the more pocket-friendly option. And I think I would keep going back to Storytel. Not very sure about Audible, but Storytel is a definite yes. The next option that I want to talk to you about is a website. It's called archive.org. Now, the thing that differentiates this website from all the platforms that I've talked about is that it has a huge collection of not just books but also movies, also websites, also softwares, also music. So this is a huge platform which has all these wonderful things. So if you are into movies, you can go there. If you're into music, you can go there. And since we are talking about books, if you are into books, you can go there. And this platform has more than 2.5 crore books. Main point here is that the focus is again on books that are specifically American. They do have a lot of American books. Second thing, they focus on books that are older, like whose copyrights have expired. I think it is wonderful for academics and researchers because you will find the books which you otherwise might not find in regular markets or regular bookstores, online stores. If you have a very, very specific requirement with respect to any book, you can just go and check this website out. Archive.org. The next platform that I'll talk to you about is again a wonderful platform. I started using this in 2014. It was as early as 2014, but somewhere I just left it. I stopped using it because of my own reasons, because of my own constraints. But I think it's a wonderful opportunity for anybody who wants to read books, who wants to review books. So this is basically a platform where authors and publishers make their books available mostly before their release, sometimes also after their release, and sometimes also during the release period, to prospective readers who will give them honest opinions about their book. So it's a wonderful platform that connects authors and publishers to readers and reviewers. You can type netgalley.com. I will put the link down below. You can check that out. Go to that website, create a free account. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. And when you go there, you have this section where you can create your profile. You can talk about what you like, what kind of books interest you. If you have a blog, all the more, all the better. They will ask you about the platforms on which you review, and even if you don't have a blog, don't worry. If you have an Amazon account or Goodreads account, it's fine, it's enough. Most good publishers and good authors, they look for something called the feedback ratio. If you like a particular book, you have to request for review. If the publisher likes your website or the author likes your profile, if they like your profile, they will let you read the book, and then you will be given a particular period to read and review this book, and you will have to share the links if you are doing it on blog or Goodreads. There is a section in the website itself. You can put your review there and just submit the review, your ratings, and your reason for liking or not liking the book. Say if you downloaded 10 books, you got approval for 10 books, and you gave feedback for only 5, your feedback ratio will be 50%, which is bad. So that's what happened to me. I started requesting a lot of books, but I just did not find the time to read them all and review them all. So my feedback ratio kind of went very low, and then somehow I lost interest. But initially it helped me a lot. I accessed a lot of books which I otherwise could not even have imagined to find. There are so many books which are not available in India, which are very country specific, and this is a wonderful platform for readers who love reading books from different countries, different authors, different categories. So if you want to go for NetGalley, just focus on the feedback ratio. Make sure you are requesting only those books you would review and rate. And as long as you do that, it'll be perfect. Number 10 is also an app that I found recently. This is called eBooks Downloader. Now I just searched for free books app on the Play Store, and I found this app. I thought I'll download it, I'll just try it once, and it has a lot of books. It has a lot of PDFs that you can read and download, and I think there are a lot more apps. So if you just go to Play Store, you search for free book apps, you'll find a number of apps. Of course, you'll have to check them all out. You have to decide for yourself what works best for you. But I think this particular app, Smart eBooks Downloader, kind of worked for me. I did download a couple of books from there, and I'm currently reading one also. It's called The Last Mrs. Parrish, and I think it's a wonderful book. So this is again an app you can go and check out. I think you will like it. You will definitely like it. And it's free. It's 100% free. Finally guys, the last app that I want to talk to you about is LibriVox. This is an audiobook app. The only thing that differentiates it from Storytel is that it is free. While you have to pay 300 rupees every month for Storytel, 299 actually, you can download the LibriVox app for free. You don't have to pay any charges. The interface is a little clumsy, but yes, much before I downloaded Storytel, much before I even knew about Audible, I had LibriVox in my phone, and I used it to listen to so many classics, so many different classics that I can't even tell you. Now LibriVox has this option that even if you have a particular book, say I remember listening to Dracula by Bram Stoker, and I remember that they had an option of different narrators. You can choose between different narrators. You can decide whose accent are you comfortable with. If you want a female narrator or a male narrator, you have a lot of these options. Now this app works like this, like you have a lot of volunteers all across the world, and these volunteers come forward to become narrators for this LibriVox app. This is a boon for students, and even it was a boon for me. I have stopped listening to it because I find Storytel much more contemporary and with a lot of recent books. But yeah, when it comes to classic and old books, LibriVox is amazing. So that's it from me in this video guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. You found this video helpful. I have given you 11 places, apps, websites, platforms where you can go and read and listen to books for free, download books for free, borrow books for free, or do all these things for a relatively cheaper price. So I hope this benefits you somehow, especially during the current time when we all are dealing with the pandemic. We don't have access to physical books, and we definitely need something to keep our minds engaged, to brighten our days, and also to make us smarter and confident and a better version of ourselves. If you have any other suggestion apart from these which I've given you, you're welcome to share them with me in the comment section. Let me know if there's any other way to access free books or cheap books, especially during this time. That's it from me in this video guys. Thank you so much for watching it. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to hit that like. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please guys, do share this channel with your friends and family. Let them know about the joy of reading, the joy of discovering books, reading books, and gaining so much knowledge. And I will see you with another video super soon. Until then, bye.